Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Morning Markets. Today, we'll focus in on some economic data points from various economies, the US, Germany, and China, and also look at some of comments from Andrew Bailey yesterday. So firstly, looking at the US, we got further indications of the strength of the services economy in the US yesterday with the ISM data, which really did indicate a strong backdrop, reaching a 13-month high in terms of that data series. But also, I think, particularly encouragingly was some of the data points that are more forward-looking, and by that I'm thinking about new orders, business activity and employment, all of those moving to higher levels, so continue to indicate that expansion in the services sector. The one area of slight concern or challenge probably looks at that of the inflation component within that data set, which also continue to move up. But that's something that certainly sort of stands out in context with the manufacturing sector in the US, which has, as we've been discussing over recent months, continuing to display that slowdown or weakening in activity, which taken in the round is good as the overall economy does exhibit signs of a slowing down. Looking at Germany then from a European perspective, a very different set of data points there, both looking at factory orders and industrial production over the past 2 days, continuing to sort of highlight the challenge really that the ECB will be facing with relatively disappointing growth from an industrial perspective within Germany in particular, but inflation remaining at relatively high levels. So certainly a difficult balancing act for the ECB in the months ahead from a policy perspective. Then in China, really just the continued evidence of the challenges that the global economy faces, but also in particular the domestic economy with both exports and imports showing ongoing weakness there. And really that speaks to the points that we've been making over recent weeks about the need for a more concerted policy response from China to support the domestic economy at this point in time. Just finally then, looking at the comments from Andrew Bailey yesterday when he was speaking, very clear that he wasn't trying to guide the market in any way in terms of the policy decisions to come at the September MPC meeting and beyond. But certainly discussing that the economic backdrop is more nuanced. It does look as if inflation has rolled over, and in that regard that the judgments are much finer today than they were, say, 6 or 9 months ago in terms of policy decisions. We'll get the policy decision from the MPC towards the end of the month, and certainly people will be looking with that with great interest. I'll leave it there for today, but please do join us again tomorrow.